Hello, my name is Jessica Aikens, and the piece I have chosen for this critique is a carved biomorphic abstraction by Elizabeth Lopez. I chose this piece because I find it lovely and super interesting to look at for me. I think she did a great job. But this piece is carved from this sort of stiff light magenta foam, which was supplied for the project. This piece is abstract, predominantly using these rounded curved forms, which gives it a sort of calm and flowy effect. Right off the bat, the first thing that catches my eye with this piece is this hole in the center. The positive space of the forms moves so fluidly around it and just brings the eye into that negative space while also being able to lead it smoothly to the other areas of the piece. This piece also does a great job with balance, as this tallest part here is one of the weightiest visually, but it's well countered by this bottom section or the base as well as the secondary piece over here. This piece, to me, could be interpreted in many ways. It's so non-representational. For instance, these two jutting pieces kind of remind me of a crest of feathers on a bird's head, with this being the eye. It also reminds me a bit of coral. These like different rounded and juxtaposing areas kind of remind me of how long exposure to water can cause a certain kind of erosion. I think that's neat. Not sure if either of those are what the artist was intending, but interesting nonetheless. Generally, it gives off a very natural or organic feeling to it, which is something I connect with and appreciate. If there's any commentary behind it, perhaps that is what it is referenced, but I personally don't know. These deep curves and the mix of concave and convex areas are very inviting to me as the viewer, as they flow so satisfyingly into one another. And the level of smoothness that was achieved through careful carving and sanding makes me just want to reach out and touch it. And I can almost imagine the tactile feel of it, which I think is good. I think the material is good for this piece, as I think it helps with the balance even more, and knowing it's such a lightweight material adds to its sort of calming and flowy effect. But I could also see this piece be made in like a variety of different materials. I think seeing it in a polished metal would be super fun with those curves, just to see the different reflections you could get and how that would affect the form itself. The form itself is just so universal and simple enough that I think it would work virtually in any material and still be successful. I believe this piece is very successful as an intriguing three-dimensional sculpture by just how engaging it is to look at. Each angle of view she has included in her images is intriguing in its own right. It makes me curious as to how other angles would look, which I think is very important for sculpture and just raises its value overall. But overall, I think she did a wonderful job at creating something abstract while still being able to make you as a viewer continue to want to look at it and investigate further. So good job.